had a moment where I understood something about myself clearly, not vaguely, not something that I had to think about. I could actually see it happening. And I remember thinking, okay, this is it. This is where it changes. But later that same day, I did the exact same thing again. Same reaction, same pattern. And that's the part that didn't make sense. Because if I can see it, why am I still doing it? If this sounds familiar, stay with me. Clarity feels like it should be the turning point. There's a moment where something clicks. You see the pattern, you understand it, and it feels like that should be enough. Like awareness should automatically change behavior, but it doesn't. And that gap is where the frustration starts to build. I thought seeing it meant I was past it. I remember sitting in my car after a conversation, engine off, just sitting there. And I caught myself replaying everything I said, not just remembering it, adjusting it in my head, rewriting it, thinking about how I could have sounded better, clearer, different. And then it hit me, not gently, clearly. Oh, this is what I do. I don't leave things alone. I keep going back and trying to fix them. And there was a weird sense of relief in that. Like, finally, I see it. But later that night, I was lying in bed doing the exact same thing again. Same conversation, same edits, same loop. And I remember this quiet frustration. I literally just figured this out. So why am I still here? You might have had that moment too, where clarity doesn't interrupt anything. The expectation is instant. There's this quiet assumption. If I understand something, I should be able to stop doing it. Like clarity flips a switch. But behavior doesn't work like that, because understanding something and unwinding something are not the same process. Patterns are practiced, not noticed. These reactions are familiar. They've been repeated. So even when I can explain the pattern, my body still runs it automatically. And that creates a strange experience. I'm watching myself do the thing while I'm doing it. I started doubting myself instead of the expectation. When nothing changed, I didn't question the process. I questioned myself. Maybe I didn't really get it. Maybe I needed to go deeper. So I went back into overanalyzing mode, trying to sharpen the clarity. But that just kept me in the same loop. Clarity is not the change. It was the shift. I had a moment where I realized clarity isn't supposed to change me immediately. It's just the first time I can actually see what's happening. Not the solution, just awareness. And once I stopped expecting it to fix everything, the pressure dropped. I noticed myself inside the pattern. I remember being in the middle of overthinking a text I sent. Nothing important, but I could feel it starting, that familiar tightening, going back over the wording, the tone, what they might think. And then something strange happened. I could see it while it was happening. Not after, not later, right there. Like part of me was inside it, and part of me was just watching. And I had this quiet thought. This is it. This is the thing I keep doing. I didn't stop. I still went through it, but it felt different, less automatic. Like I wasn't completely pulled under. You might have felt that too when you're still doing it, but you're not lost in it the same way. Awareness creates space. Clarity doesn't remove the behavior. It creates distance, a small gap between the reaction and the awareness of the reaction. At first, that gap it's tiny, but it's real. And that's where change eventually happens. The shift is smaller than you expect. I remember catching myself one time and pausing just for a second. Normally I would have kept going, followed the same path all the way through. But there was this small interruption, nothing dramatic. I didn't go as far into it, and I almost missed it because I was expecting something bigger. But looking back, that was the first shift. Not stopping the pattern, just slightly not continuing it. Maybe the frustration is part of the process. I think the frustration comes from expecting clarity to do more than it's meant to do. It's not the change, it's the beginning of the change. It's the moment something becomes visible. And once it's visible, it's already different than it was before. I still have moments where I understand something clearly and nothing changes right away. But I don't interpret that the same way anymore. I don't think, this isn't working. I think, this is where it starts. Because now I can see it. And once you see it, you're not as inside it as you used to be. And that's where change actually begins. I'm Scott Stewart, and you're not crazy.